Hello friends, in the present video we will work out two university level questions of profit prior to incorporation. This is the second video. In the first video I have explained the concept and all the theoretical concept. Besides, I have explained how to calculate sales ratio and time ratio. All those things I have explained. In this video I will take two long questions of the university level which can be asked in the university examination, right? So the first video link I will share in the I button, at the same time in the description also. Please watch that video before watching this video to understand better this profit prior to incorporation chapter. So this is the format of profit and loss account, that is statement of profit and loss account, right? The profit and loss account of XYZ for the year ended, right? So the format is particulars, basis of apportionment, pre-incorporation and post-incorporation. Before that, if you wish to add, you can add one total column also, right? So that would be more appropriate. I will add in the problems which I am working out, but you can add or you can omit also. So in the particulars, the same format which you have studied while studying the final accounts, right? So revenue from operations, the basis of apportionment, sales ratio, then gross profit, then other incomes, right? uh, so all these things I have explained in the first video. You can understand. Just to have a look at the format I have kept it, right? We'll proceed with the problems. So this is the question number 3. I have kept it 3, right? So Fast Grow Limited was incorporated on 1st August 2001 and was entitled to commence business on 1st September 2001. It has acquired the running business from 1st April 2001. The profit and loss account for the year ended 2001 2002 as under. So incorporation date is 1st August 2001 and started business, commencement of business is 1st September. So we are concerned with incorporation date. Then it has acquired the running business, in the sense purchase of taking over of business is 1st April. So 1st April it was purchased and 1st August it was incorporated, and we are closing the books of accounts till 31st 31st March 2002. So particulars, we have salaries, general expenses, carriage, advertisement, debentures, director's fee, audit fee, depreciation, interest to vendor up to 30th June 2001. Very important date. Net profit, then gross profit we have. Ascertain the profit prior to incorporation. Sales up to 1st August 2001 were 2 lakhs, and after 1st August 2001 rupees 8 lakhs. So this information is given. I have not explained which item should be divided in which ratio. While doing the problem a solution I will explain. We will come to the solution. I have taken question again for the quick review sake. So solution, we have drawn the format, that is statement of profit and loss account of Fast Grow Limited for the year ended 31st March 2001. Particulars, total amount column I have added one, inserted one column extra, and basis of apportionment, pre-incorporation and post-incorporation, right? So first, gross profit, which is given in the question, 2 lakhs total amount, and this amount has to be divided. Always gross profit has to be divided in which ratio? Sales ratio. Therefore we need to calculate sales ratio and time ratio, right? So calculation of time ratio. How to calculate time ratio? So purchase date, incorporation date and closing of books of accounts date. What is the purchase date? 1st April 2001, and incorporation date is 1st August 2001, and when we are closing the books of accounts on 31st March 2002. Then what is the duration of 1st April to 31st August? That is 4 months, and post incorporation is 8 months. Therefore the ratio would be 1:2, that is 4:8, 1:2. This is our time ratio. Clear? Then calculation of sales ratio, that is information given in the question regarding sales. Pre post incorporation we have taken. Pre incorporation sales are 2 lakhs and post incorporation is 8 lakhs. Therefore, the ratio will be 2 is to 8, that is 1 is to 4. So once we calculate these ratios, that is time ratio and sales ratio, then we can directly start the answering, right? So gross profit, as I told you, it will be divided in sales ratio 1 is to 4. When we divide in 1 is to 4, the answer would be 40,000 and 1 lakh 60,000, right? Then after gross profit, what we have, any other income? We don't have other income, so put it blank, right? Then total income will remain same, that is 2 lakhs total, and pre-incorporation 40 and post-incorporation is 1 lakh 60. Now come to the expenses. When you talk about the expenses, first we'll take up the salaries. Salaries will be always on time ratio because salaries will be based on time. So time ratio, when you divide 1 is to 2, the resultant figure is available, right? Then salaries, after that we have general expenses, again general expenses in time ratio. So when you divide in general expenses time ratio, 3,333, 6,667. Then carriage is a transportation expenditure, so always on sales ratio, right? So because it is associated with sales, therefore we have divided carriage in sales ratio. Then we have advertisement is associated with sales, therefore always in sales ratio, so I have divided in sales ratio advertisement expenses. Then debenture interest, see, debenture interest will be paid in the company form of business, therefore debenture interest will be directly taken into the post incorporation. Already in the first video I have explained regarding these items. Then we have directors fee. Directors fee direct will be taken in the post incorporation because directors will be in company form of business, right? Then next, audit fee even directly will take into the post incorporation. Some authors suggest that it should be divided in time ratio, but audit is mandatory for the company form of business, therefore it will be taken directly into the post incorporation because once it becomes a company, it is mandatory, right? After audit fee, we have depreciation always on time ratio, so when you divide, it will be 6,667, 13,333. After depreciation, we have most important, that is interest to vendor. Total amount is 10,000, but we have paid up to 30th June only, that is April, May, June, right? So how to write this? Because we have incorporated on 1st August and we are paying up to 30th June only. So 30th June up to 30th June falls in pre-incorporation. Therefore, total amount will be written in the pre-incorporation, right? The post-incorporation, we don't write anything. So then we will make the summation of the expenditure, that is total as well as pre and post. Then profit is equals to total income minus total expenses, that is A minus B. So we will get the total profit 70,000, and when you divide pre-incorporation, we are incurring a loss of 333 and post-incorporation profit is 70,333. So pre-incorporation profit will be transferred to capital reserve, that is called as capital profit, whereas post-incorporation profit transferred to revenue reserve, that is P&L account, as it is called as revenue profit, right? So like this we need to do the problem, right? So pre-incorporation loss transferred to capital reserve, post-incorporation transfer to P&L account, that is revenue profit, that I have already explained. So we'll take up the second question. Illustration 4. The promoters of proposed New Wave Limited purchased running business from 1st January 1984 from Ultra Modern New Wave Limited, which was incorporated on 1st May. January we have purchased, May it has incorporated. Combined profit and loss account for the period of pre and post is given below. We have particulars, amounts, rent, insurance and salaries, director's sitting fee, preliminary expenses, carriage, outwards and selling expenses, interest paid to vendor. Profit, gross profit, discount received. Following further information is available. Sales up to 30th 4 1984 were 3 lakhs out of the total sales of 15 lakhs. So 3 lakhs is pre-incorporation, balance 12 lakhs is post-incorporation. Purchases up to 30th April 3 were 3 lakhs out of the total purchases of 9 lakhs. So 3 lakhs is pre, 9 sorry, out of the total purchases 6 lakhs is post incorporation. So why we have given purchases? Because we have given discount received. So discount received will be always on purchases, therefore it will be divided on purchase ratio. Interest paid to vendor up to on 1/11/1984 at the rate of 12% per annum on rupees 1 lakh being purchase consideration. So we need to do the accounting treatment of interest, that I will explain when we write that amount. From the above information, prepare profit and loss account for the year ended 31st December 1984 showing pre and post incorporation profits separately. Right. So we will take up the solution. Again, I have taken the question for the quick revision's sake. Then we have prepared the format, the same statement of profit and loss account of Ultra Modern New Wave Limited. Particulars, total amount, basis of apportionment, pre and post incorporation. Right. First, by gross profit, always on sales ratio. So calculation of time ratio first, purchase date, incorporation date, closing date. Purchase date is 1st January 1984, incorporation is 1st May 1984, closing up to 31st December 1984. That is given in the question. We are closing up to 31st December. So pre-incorporation 4 months, post-incorporation 8 months. That is equals to 1:2 is the ratio of time. Then calculation of sales ratio. Same way, pre and post sales 3 lakhs out of total 15 lakhs in the sense 12 lakhs in the post incorporation. Therefore, the ratio will be 15 lakhs minus 3 lakhs, 12 lakhs we have taken. So 3:12, that is 1:4. Then calculation of purchase ratio even. The same way, pre and post 3 lakhs and 6 lakhs. That is equals to 3:6 or 1:2. So out of 9 lakhs, 3 lakhs is pre. So 6 lakhs will be the post. So 1:2. So once we calculate all this ratio, we will just start the problem. Gross profit will be divided in sales ratio. So 30,000 and 1,20,000. 1:4 is the sales ratio. Then other discount received, it will be in purchase ratio always, because discount received will be on purchases. So we have divided 2,000 and 4,000 in purchase ratio. Then total of income, that is total A we made. Then come to the expenses, rent, rates and insurance always on time ratio. So I have divided 4,000 and 8,000 out of 12,000. Then directors sitting fee always post incorporation, because directors will be there in the company form of business, therefore post incorporation. Preliminary expenses is a expenditure incurred to incorporate a company, therefore directly even it will be in the post incorporation. Carriage outwards and selling expenses always on sales ratio. So we have divided on the basis of sales ratio. Interest paid to vendor, it is paid up to which date? Up to 1st November 1984, in the sense January to 1st November, in the sense November will not be included. So till October, so 10 months. So 1 lakh into 12% into 10 by 12. So we will get how much? 10,000. So out of this 10,000, pre-incorporation months are 4, and out of 10, pre is 4, post is 6. Right? So that's the reason why. So time ratio will change here, that is 4:6 it will become, because post incorporation 2 months will not be considered, that is November and December. Therefore 2 months will be reduced from 8. Therefore 4:6 ratio. 4,000 and 6,000. Then made the summation of total expenses, total of B. Then profit A minus B. Right. So like this we have divided the profit. Pre-incorporation profit is 22,900, post is 97,100. Pre will be transferred to capital reserve as it is a capital profit. Post will be transferred to revenue reserve, that is P&L account, as it is a revenue profit. Right. So like this I have explained 2 sums which were asked in the university examinations of previous question papers of BCom. Right. So one more question I have displayed here. right? Which is quite easy question, and this question even was asked in the university examination. So this as a homework kind of a thing, you try to work out and post the answer in comment box. I will give the reply whether the answer is correct or not. So please try to work out this sum. If you do these sums, this watch this video as well as first video and work out this problem, that is quite enough. You can easily perform well in the examination, right? So please post the answer in comment box so that I can able to understand how far you are understanding, how far you can able to deliver in the examination. So I will certainly give the reply, right? So thank you very much for watching the video. Do subscribe my channel and motivate me to make more qualitative videos. Thank you very much.